I'm on Roosevelt Island in New York City on this Labor Day of 2023, and I'm here to talk about books, atlases more in particular, about the next solar eclipse and total solar eclipse. And the two main atlases that are available are done by colleagues, friends, and well-known, established eclipse researchers and map makers, knowledgeable about all things eclipses. And they're my friends, and one of them being Michael Zeiler and Michael Bakich, and they co-authored. Michael Zeiler and Michael are both my friends. They co-authored one atlas, and Fred Aspanek, whom I'm sorry to age you, Fred, but I was reading your stuff when I was a kid, before I saw my first solar eclipse in 1979. Nevertheless, I'm going to start with Fred. And Fred's road atlases, right here, we have one for 2023, and then we have one for 2024 for the total solar eclipse on April 8th. 2023 is October 14th, so it's only a month and a couple of days out. For those who want to go out there, I do plan on going out there. Right now, my plan is to go to Texas or New Mexico, most likely. I will be leaving on October 8th from here in New York City to head out to St. Louis. This atlas was indispensable. When I traveled across the United States with my friend and colleague Xavier Jubier, practically twice, 10,000 miles. We used his atlas 2017. I didn't bring it with me. Kind of forgot, slipping it here, taking the ferry. But it's marked with the yellow marker of every single road that we traversed from Oregon to South Carolina and back and through. It was actually a two-part trip totaling 21 days. And we really did see the heartland of America and spoke at small towns and such. And yes, as quoted by a New York Times science reporter, I was the Paul Revere of eclipses at the time, and spoke of the eclipse is coming, the eclipse is coming, and people thought I was absolutely crazy from 2015 to 2017 until it became the most watched event in U.S. history. 2023 begins in Oregon and also goes all the way out through, and I'm sorry I don't know this offhand because I'm doing this on the cuff, but it goes to South America and comes off. And these maps, for instance, here in Oregon, and I'll show them up closer in like separate field map. I'll insert it when I edit this. Well, let's go to Texas. So here's the border. So we're hoping a team with my friend and colleague Bob Baer, under a NASA SolarSTEAM grant and working with the DEB initiative, we plan on going to Hobbs, and we hope weather cooperates and we're able to observe from there. And a student is also coming to film our journey, to be part of the WSIU Film and Television School, to do a project on that, and also operate the streaming video as we set up for practice for NASA Edge out of Carbondale, as they were in 2017, along with all the other major networks. And those feeds can be taken by NASA TV, so we hope that that works out. But we could be anywhere, and it's all dependent on weather, and getting the weather 24 hours, really 12 hours out, and up to the last second, 12 hours. And if we have to set up the telescopes, it becomes quite difficult. So this book is really handy. You must have it with you. You can't just go by cellular and maps and such, but you're going to know whether you're on the edge or on the center line, what towns, what maps. It weighs nothing, and it's so valuable. And color edition, Fred is, he knows everything about eclipses. Everything, and I admire it, and I like that. I know he's retired, and he's still making these books because I used to subscribe to his bulletins. He used to come right in the mail to my home out in Bolden, Long Island, and they were the gift of a year. So you have that, and then you have 2024, where it comes up from Texas, crossing 14 states all the way through to Maine, starting in Mexico, down by Mazatlan, and then all the way up and through Canada. So I have these books. Now, I will skip Fred again. I'm just ending there with Fred. I'm going to start with Michael. I had spoken to Michael. I said, I planned on doing a video about this. This book is unbelievable. Now, I'll tell you why. I saw this book in Chile for the first time when I went to see the eclipse by airplane. I think it was. Yes, it was by airplane when we went went to the Scotia Sea to observe the eclipse near the Arctic Circle. I mean, it was far from the Arctic Circle, but we were two Dreamliner jets that intercepted the eclipse a little bit after sunrise. And this book was in the lobby by my friend Ton Chazelle, and I couldn't stop poring over it. And I told Michael about it, and he sent it to me as a gift for Christmas. It was my greatest gift. And there's Michael, Xavier, Michael, and Fred. They're all in there. And I'm really glad to know them. And this book is just fun to go through, picking up all these anecdotes, these beautiful, colorful, enjoyable, aesthetically pleasing maps of eclipses all around the world. I just got back from Papua New Guinea, went to Indonesia, first to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, then to Makassar, Indonesia, and then actually South Korea first, Seoul, and then on to Papua New Guinea. It was a 14-day trip, and 25 hours to get out there. And I broke it up, but what a fabulous eclipse that was. It was only a minute long, but that only is not the right word because it was fascinating. And even through the finest haze, we were just so lucky because it was overcast skies. It broke up. My camera didn't focus on it, but you can hear my voice in one of my videos. But this book, this is a must-have. And I would get this, and either you get it before this eclipse or get it for Christmas. You must get this book. It belongs on every tabletop for everyone to look at. And as this eclipse gets big, it could be delays. It's gonna be huge news next year, especially past Christmas, as April comes really fast. April 8th, as America prepares for a very long eclipse in the 4-minute range, that's going to affect, I think, estimated at 145 million people. Even though the entire country sees partial phases, you want to get into the path of totality. You want to get there, and it's reachable for many people on the East Coast, and the West Coast people, well, they can make an easy journey too, to get over there, to get toward this just east of the Midwest middle belt line. So yeah, this book's a must. I'll show you a little bit of it in the video. You'll see it, but I love this book. And just like I said, anecdotes, they put it together. It is fun to read, and there is great information. Now, I'm going to go back to Fred because this book that he had done prior to 2017 with Mark Lippmann is called Totality. If you want to learn all about eclipses and total solar eclipses, this is the must-have book. I hate to use a Christian comparison, but it's the Bible of eclipses. This is it. This is the one right now, this book. And you can learn so much about eclipses just by reading this book. And after you learn more, you're going to want to go back to it and understand what he means. Because you can't just read and know it. Eclipses don't just come from book learning, they come from experience. And I'm talking about a wide range, varied experience, a lifetime almost. I'm now 59 years old. I saw my first total solar eclipse when I was 14 years old in 1979, and I think I've seen 14 total solar eclipses, though the broken annular of 1984, I did see inner corona for 10 seconds or so, and I saw chromosphere. So it's not total because there's a little bit of photosphere still shining. It wasn't completely covered that technically, but when you see corona with your own eye, well, you're getting that joy of totality in that extreme. So and it's nothing about duration, whether it's a second or 7 seconds. there are so many qualities and effects involved in the eclipse. Of all eclipses, there's something new to learn and experience for each and every one. So I had put this off for so long. These are must-have books. I'm so glad I was able to do this on a really, really hot day on Roosevelt Island with my good friend who lives here. We had gone to China. He's a student of my friend, the late Jay Pasikoff, and he's been very helpful for me in encouraging me to do my videos as I continue this. So I'm looking forward to October 14th and what we're doing with NASA, and I hope success on that. And many people will be looking for eclipse glasses, and I do recommend that you obtain them. I'm going to do another video after this, not on the books, but on online resources. Xavier's website and Dan McGlown's website and Fred Espinek's Eclipse Wise and such. So that'll be coming in a second video. Again, totality, the road atlases, Michael Bakich's atlas, and they have another road atlas too, which I don't have, but I hear it's fantastic that it folds out and such. So there's another one. You can go at thegreatamericaneclipse.com and go to eclipsewise.com. Go to these sites and you can get these great invaluable resources.